Well, milady, we fought a lot of weird supervillains, but that one has to be the weirdest, Cat Noir announced. Ladybug and Cat Noir both burst into laughter. It was true. This time Hawkmoth had akumatized a kid whose parents wouldn't let go trick-or-treating. He had called himself the Trickster, and he would pull crazy tricks on kids who were carrying around their Halloween candy. But that wasn't the weird part. The Trickster's main trick was turning people into candy zombies that would eat anything that was in their way. It was scary, but now that Ladybug and Cat Noir defeated the Trickster, they realized how funny and ridiculous it all was. Ladybug started to laugh even harder as Cat Noir mimicked one of the candy zombies by making his eyes stare vacantly and pretending to eat a rock. Cat Noir regained his composure and straightened up to look at Ladybug, who was hugging her sides trembling with laughter. He smiled. Her laugh was so beautiful. Cat Noir sighed dramatically and leaned on his baton. "Oh, Bugaboo, tonight may be Halloween, but nothing can scare me away from you," he purred. Ladybug stopped laughing and looked at her sly partner. She rolled her eyes and gave a soft chuckle, trying to stop her heart from pounding. "Nice try, kitty," she said jokingly. She turned away from him playfully, turning her nose up. She tried to hide her smile, but Cat Noir saw it anyway. Cat Noir walked toward Ladybug and tried to look at her over her shoulder, but Ladybug would turn her head so he couldn't see her face. "Aw, come on, Bugaboo. Want to go trick-or-treating with me? You don't even have to buy costumes," Cat Noir pointed out. Ladybug turned around to look at him, but kept her arms crossed. He was gesturing to his superhero outfit and waggling his eyebrows. Ladybug couldn't help it. She uncrossed her arms and giggled. "Oh, you silly cat," Ladybug laughed as she walked up to him and flicked the little bell around his neck playfully. "Sorry, but I have other plans. Bug out!" And she threw her yo-yo and leaped away before Cat Noir could say anything else. Alia? I'm not so sure about this," Marinette squeaked. Her hand hovered over a door. "What? Marinette, come on! We're already here. Besides, you look hot, and it would be a shame if you looked that good for nothing," Marinette's friend Alia chided. Marinette blushed as she looked down at her costume. She wouldn't say hot. She was uncomfortable. The costume wasn't exactly her style. Marinette wore knee-length boots with a short black dress that had sleeves that cut off at her shoulders. Around Marinette's neck was a necklace with a bell on it, and on top of her head were cat ears. Yes, Marinette was dressed up as Cat Noir, and it was all Alia's fault. Well, technically, it was Marinette's fault for forgetting to buy a costume, and she didn't have time to come up with one herself thanks to the Trickster. So Alia had come to the rescue with this. Marinette sighed. Why did Alia even have this costume lying around? I guess I should be thankful. If Alia hadn't had this costume lying around, then I wouldn't be able to go to Nino's costume party, Marinette thought. Marinette took a deep breath. Alia was right. They did come all the way here. They might as well go in. Marinette knocked on the door. "Sup, dudes? Glad you can make it," Nino welcomed as he opened the door for Marinette and Alia. "Thanks, Nino. I love your and Alia's costumes," Marinette complimented. "Hey, why are you just now complimenting my costume?" Alia pouted. "Because you said that you and Nino were doing something together, so I needed to see you two together, Alia. Besides, you still haven't told me what you guys are exactly." Alia and Nino looked at each other and started to laugh. "Well, it was her idea," Nino explained as he pointed at Alia. "We're Techno Girl and DJ Boy." "Techno Girl and DJ Boy?" Marinette asked. "Yeah, we made it up, but hey, we look great," Alia confirmed. Marinette agreed. They did look great. Alia was wearing a neon pink tank top and shiny pink joggers. Her metallic pink high tops glittered in the dimly lit apartment. Alia had wide silver bracelets on both her wrists and silver headphones around her neck. Nino was basically wearing the same thing, except his color theme was blue instead of pink. Instead of a tank top, he wore a shiny blue hoodie, and instead of bracelets, he had silver sunglasses. Marinette laughed. Only Alia could come up with crazy cool costumes like these. "Anyway, you guys enjoy yourselves. I got to get back to the DJ stand," Nino said, and was about to walk off, but Alia grabbed his wrist. Alia turned to Marinette. "Is it okay if I tag along with him, Marinette?" Marinette nodded and smiled as she watched her friends walk off holding hands. She was thinking about how cute Nino and Alia were when she heard a voice behind her say, "Killer costume, Marinette." Marinette turned round and was about to say thank you, but the word stuck in her throat as she stared into the eyes of Adrien Agreste. Thanks, Adrien," Marinette stammered. She couldn't believe her eyes, not just because Adrien was standing in front of her, but because Adrien was standing in front of her dressed as Ladybug. Adrien was wearing red sweatpants that had a black stripe down the side, and the rest of the red area was covered with black polka dots. His tight athletic shirt was identical to his pants, and the red mask on his face made his green eyes stand out. Marinette felt her heart flutter. Adrien was dressed up as Ladybug, as her. Alia must have known, Marinette thought, as realization dawned on her. Adrien must have told Nino, and Nino told Alia, who knew I would forget a costume, and bought the Cat Noir one for me, so that me and Adrien would match. Ah, he's staring at me. What do I do? So, you're Cat Noir? Asked Adrien. Was she Cat Noir? She was dressed up like him, but she didn't feel like him at all. Cat Noir was funny, confident, and charming. He never got nervous around her. Why couldn't she be like that with Adrien? Marinette took a deep breath. Tonight she would not be Marinette. If she was going to wear the costume, she might as well play the part. Ahem. More like a Lady Noir, Marinette answered, as she flicked her bell necklace and winked at Adrien. Oh wow, did she really just do that? Maybe she could learn a thing or two from Cat Noir. Hey, Bug-a-Boy, Marinette said before she could stop herself. Want to dance? And Marinette bowed dramatically, the same dramatic bow she had seen Cat Noir do so many times. Adrien smiled. He'd never seen Marinette act so confident, and he liked it. He bowed back. Of course, Milady Noir. Marinette laughed and grabbed Adrien by the hand. She blushed, but shook her head. Cat Noir didn't blush. She pulled Adrien onto the dance floor, and they started to dance together. Nino spotted them and tapped Alia on the shoulder. Alia murmured, and Nino gently turned her head so that she was looking at the dance floor and pointed to Marinette and Adrien. Alia gasped, Oh, wow, look at them! Alia put her hands over her mouth, squealing with delight for her friend. Nino smiled and put his arm around his girlfriend. She was so adorable when she was fangirling. Nino looked back at the dance floor just in time to see Marinette take a selfie with Adrien. He smiled, feeling ecstatic that Marinette was coming out of her shell, and grabbed a microphone. Hey dudes, thanks for coming out tonight. All your costumes look amazing. We got food, drinks, and I'll be playing some rad Halloween mixtapes I created myself. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves, and have a happy Halloween. Nino put down the microphone, kissed Alia on the cheek, and put his headphones on. He turned on the music, and people cheered and whooped and started to dance as he cranked up the volume. Marinette danced with Adrien for so long she lost track of time. They took breaks to get food, to use the bathroom, or to talk to some other friends, but they always ended up back together on the dance floor. It was honestly the most fun she had had in her life. Throughout the whole night she kept asking herself, what would Cat Noir do? And whatever popped into her mind, she just did it. She did it before she had time to think about it or worry. She didn't usually do this, but she realized it was less stressful than overthinking every little thought. The party passed by in a blur. Soon it was over, and little by little people started to leave until it was just Nino, Alia, Adrien, and Marinette. Adrien walked up to Nino and gave him a high five. Great party, Nino. So glad I was able to come, Adrien declared. He directed this at Nino, but he said this last part while looking at Marinette. Thanks, dude, Nino responded. A lot of people came, so it had a great turnout. Now, I just have to clean up. Nino looked around the trash department with a pained expression on his face. Alia touched his arm and said gently, Hey, don't worry. You thought we were going to leave you to clean this all up? Marinette and Adrien go up to the roof to clean up, and me and Nino will start down here. Alia gave them some trash bags, then shooed them away, telling them to go clean up. Marinette and Adrien climbed out the window and started to hike up the stairs to the roof. Now that there was no one else there, or no loud music blasting, it was eerily quiet. So, I had a lot of fun tonight dancing with you, Adrien commented. Thanks, you're not so bad at dancing yourself, Marinette teased, and Adrien laughed. You're a really good Lady Noir. Really? Yeah. They were silent for a while as they picked up empty soda cans and candy wrappers and put them in their trash bags, not really sure what to say to each other. Just to break the silence, Marinette asked, So, what did you think of that villain earlier? The trickster? Well, I've seen a lot of weird villains that have been akumatized, but that one has definitely been the weirdest, Adrien confirmed. Marinette laughed and Adrien joined in. As their laughter died down, they met each other's eyes. That's when they realized. Marinette realized she had heard that exact same voice, just earlier in the evening, say the exact same sentence. Adrien realized he loved that laugh, the same laugh he'd been admiring not too long ago. Everything was silent as they stared at each other, taking it all in. Marinette's thoughts were going haywire. She remembered when she kissed Cat Noir to save him during their fight with Dark Cupid. She remembered Cat Noir jumping in front of her, taking her place when they had been against Timebreaker. And why hadn't she seen it before? Adrien looked exactly like Cat Noir when they had switched Miraculous during the Reflectol attack. Adrien's thoughts were going crazy as well. He had always liked Marinette, a lot, but he was in love with Ladybug and felt wrong having a crush on two people at the same time. So he had tried to convince himself Marinette was just a friend, but now it turns out he was in love with the same person the whole time. Is this a trick? Marinette said quietly, scared to believe the two people she loved the most were the same. It was Halloween after all, and she would be completely crushed if this was all a scam. Adrien walked closer to her and gently brushed away her tear. No, no, this is not a trick, Adrien murmured, looking into Marinette's blue eyes, the blue eyes he fell in love with as soon as he saw them. This is most definitely a treat, and he leaned closer and kissed her.